He was one of the most principled people that I ever met. He stood by his morals and his values at all times. He loved and adored his family.
Remembering a Chargers legend and an even greater man. Those were heartwarming words from Pro Football Hall of Famer and family friend Drew Brees as the community came together to remember Billy Ray Smith Jr. Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight at 11. The celebration of life for the San Diego Chargers player and KGTV family member was held this afternoon in Point Loma. ABC 10 News reporter Ryan Hill was inside the church where hhis legacy and his impact was honored and cherished.
I'm in Rock Church in Point Loma, where hundreds of friends, family, and the San Diego community walked in here to this church to see this amazing setup of photos of Billy Ray Smith, his loved ones, and his Charger legacy. Everyone coming here to pay their love and respect to a man who was a loving father, devoted husband, and passionate philanthropist.
I truly am grateful for each and every one of you for coming today to help celebrate the life of my husband.
How do you find the words to define a life that touched so many?
He was kind, and he was smart, and loyal, and generous, and funny.
Billy Ray Smith passed away on July 29th after a lengthy journey with dementia. It was 64 years of memories made with family, teammates, and friends.
BR possessed some of the greatest human traits. He was one of the most principled people that I ever met. He stood by his morals and his values at all times.
Rock Church in Point Loma packed with people to celebrate Smith's life on Saturday.
54! 54! 54!
A two-time All-American linebacker who became a San Diego Chargers legend.
Billy Ray took it to a new level. Billy Ray would hit that outside rusher. In fact, he would crush that outside rusher the first rush of the game, and that guy would never show up the rest of the day.
I was asked recently if I could remember anybody who didn't like BR. After giving it some thought, John Elway.
The accolades on the field are just part of the lasting legacy 54 leaves for the rest of us to remember.
But what meant the most to Bill was being a father and being a husband.
Maybe one of his lesser-known traits was his infinite patience, with me at least. When I was 2, my dad took me to see Lion King in theaters, and I loved it. So he took me back to see it 22 times. With my first son on the way in October, I think back to how he made my childhood so special and poured his heart into being a father every day.
A strong man who had strong love for his family in the city they called home.
No couple I know has been more impactful, thoughtful, and generous in their community than BR and Kimberly. The list of their involvement and dedication to people in need, causes close to their hearts, is nearly endless.
There are many ways to describe Billy Ray Smith. One thing's for sure. He was a man who led a life many of us hope to live.
Bill always looked for the light, even in dark times. He woke up with joy, finding joy in the little things. I will always remember the way Bill loved me, how well he loved, how he told me every day he loved me.
Ryan Hill, ABC 10 News.